Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for more of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic as we continue our journey in progress. So we're gonna do, since we're gonna represent the Krayt Dragon Pearl straight to the Sand People Enclave, and including, we already got the Starforge map, but I'm gonna have to show proof to the, what do I say this? Show proof to the chieftain that I have the Krayt Dragon Pearl. And to tell him, I am not a dummy, I'm not an idiot, I'm not a doofus head, and I'm not a blasphemer type guy or whatever.
Greetings again from the offices of Zerga Corporation. Is this about bounties or something else?
Well, I have gappy sticks to redeem for bounties.
I see that, but do you have the all-important Chieftain's Gaffy? That was what you agreed to get for us.
Yes, here it is.
Well, that is a very big headache that you've removed. I'm sure there are still sand people out there, but they'll be quieter now. I think I'll give you a bonus for this. You've more than lived up to your side of the bargain. Zerga Corporation thanks you.
Well, that amount will suffice.
I'm sure. Zerga Corporation thanks you again.
Well, 500 credits received. I did so well.
Ah, just the person I was hoping to see.
Save it, Griff. I'm not talking to you. I want no part of whatever you're involved in.
Okay, sis, I see you're still mad. Fair enough. I don't think you could help me with this anyway. It's, more of a job for your friend here.
What's the job?
As you may know, tack glands can be refined to a very potent powder. It's the primary ingredient in Teresian ale. That's what makes it so strong. Of course, now that Taris is pretty much wiped from the face of the map, Teresian ale has become somewhat scarce and, very, very valuable. Luckily, I know the secret recipe.
What does this have to do with me?
I know this guy. He's with the Exchange. Now, if I give him a small sample of Teresian ale, he says he can synthesize it and reproduce it in mass quantities. Problem is, I need one of those tack glands to make the first batch, and now that Taris is a smoking ruin, the only place to find tack is on Kashyyyk. If you can get your hands on one of those tack glands, I'll make it worth your while.
Griff, are you blind? Can't you see you're talking to a Jedi? We're out here trying to save the galaxy. We can't waste time on this.
Please, you have to help me. I promised this guy from the Exchange a sample of Teresian ale. If I don't come through for him, he's gonna break my legs. Or worse.
Don't worry, Griff. We'll get those tack glands.
I knew you'd come through for me. You won't regret this. You'll see. Just don't take too long, okay? This guy from the Exchange could stop by any day. I kind of told him I already had the stuff, so if he shows up and I'm empty-handed, well, let's just say I really, really hope it doesn't come to that.
You know, you're pretty low, you know that? Wow. Oh, by the way, I did some, how do I say this? Between episodes, I was just doing to read the party members' contents of what were they doing.
You're back!
Here's a tack gland, take it.
Come to Papa, you sweet simian organ. It may not look like much, but once I turn this into a bottle of Teresian ale, it'll end up being worth a fortune. Thanks, Mission. You won't regret helping me out with this.
Please, Griff, let this be the last time. No more cons, no more scams, no more schemes. That's all I ask.
Hey, sis. No need to worry about that. I've turned over a new leaf.
No, you
From now on,
haven't.
I'm gonna stay out of trouble and do things right. And once we've cornered the market on Teresian ale, good things will be heading my way. Then I'll make it up to your Mission. Just wait, you'll see. You know, once we synthesize this and start brewing Teresian ale in mass quantities, we're gonna be looking for some investors. You give me a couple of 100 credits, and I can get you in on the ground floor. You'll get a return of... Oh, At least 20 times your investment.
What? Done more than enough for you already.
You don't know much about business, do you? When an opportunity like this comes along, you have to jump at it. Come on, what do you say?
Okay, here's 200 credits.
Wise move. I can see you really understand how business works. Now, when you see your chance, you jump at it, huh? That's my motto. I better get started on brewing that ale. Meet me back here later, and I'll have a down payment on what I owe you.
He's going to be one idiotic deals salesman, because he doesn't have what it takes. He's just completely busted up. He thinks he's going to do the right thing, and he wants to make people happy. He's a con artist. He doesn't have that kind of down payment. He always runs away scared, and he blames on people's needs and others instead of not blaming himself. This is why I avoid these con people. By the way, we found what we came for, and hopefully this holocron shows the image of Bastila's father. I'm pretty sure this will go quite well. So, to the cantina. Come on. Really? How did Bastila...
Huh?
Wow. I can't believe she just got left behind. What is going on here? Can't you come up with the running schedule? I mean, seriously. Don't you know how to run? Ugh. Makes me mad. Oh, there's Bastila's mom.
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi, even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me, and now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit.
Do you really need the holocron, Bastila?
Perhaps not. I can remember my father well enough. But I ask you, why should she have it?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother.
Maybe one of you should be the first to give the other a break?
You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous.
Treasure hunting is a dangerous occupation, you know.
I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone, especially not someone as gifted as you. Your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but
Your treatments.
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Well, what do you
Keep the
know?
holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before I
know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
What do you know? That's a
You said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there.
Yes?
You take care of my daughter, you hear me?
I'll do my best.
That's good. I'll feel a lot better knowing there's someone to watch her.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. It's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother.
I think that is something that's worthy to have. What a lovely moment to solve the waves of a problem. Oh, it seems Bastila has something on her mind. Okay, let's speak.
How can I help?
So, do you feel better now?
Yes. That brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn.
I'm glad that it's already over and you put it behind you. You have made peace with your own mom, so good for you! A mother and daughter talk. That is something rarely common you see like every day. I mean, it's like the mother and daughter talk, the moment, the father-son talk moment. I mean, it's such a lovely way to have a happy ending. And now, speaking of endings, we are going to go to the Enclave of the Sand People.
Oh, it's you again. Good hunting out there.
Thank you. I'm going out there. It's going to be a really long walk from here. I'll give you that. It's a really long walk. But don't worry. I know my way to get across there and back. And it's not that hard. I mean, who knows? Crossing through the sands of time. And not to mention, I am the master of time and space of gameplay. Now that I'm watching over now that Bastila's mom told me that I have to watch Bastila, I don't know how will this react to the people that I with ever since they joined me from Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and parts of Arkham Asylum. I thought I was having a dream, but no, I was not having a dream. It was real. Why they told me this? Because they want me to become the sensational, perfect Spider-Man, plus a Nightwing character. Pretty good if you ask me. And justificationable stopping bad guys right in the face. I see why they call me a Spider-Man character, and because Spider-Man is a combination of Batman, Nightwing, and Robin all in one. So yeah, Marvel and DC have something in common. I mean, they show off like traits to similarities, especially when it comes to this. You know, I can turn off the subtitles in the menu if I wanted to, but I want you guys to like read it for yourselves, just in case for those who don't know what to see or what to expect. Oh boy, I got to remember. Don't provoke the sand people or else it's just... A vicious attack of the sand people is gonna say, did you dare open up a wicker bin basket? I will destroy you! It's sacred! You defiled the land of the village that's holy! Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Pretty obvious if you ask me. Ah, come on! I did not do it right! I did not do it right! Get one! The Sand People Enclave. I need HK-47 for this. Otherwise, I cannot understand the Sand People dialect. So, once again, this episode is part 29, I would say, is the Sand People... Returning to... Okay, the Sand People again. So, yeah, the Sand People again. I am going to save. Why? Because I don't want to jump to the blank spaces. Otherwise, I'm going to get hiatus of the Sand People and they will deliberately kill me and whatsoever. A tolerated event. Yeah. A tolerated event! Sand People. Okay, there's the chieftain warrior. I mean, come on, stop moving. Stop moving. Okay, he seems grateful to me, or at least less inclined to smash my head upon a pointy rock. Or Pocky Grub said. Ow.
Query, what do you wish to ask of him, Master?
Well, want information on Sand People culture.
Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not that is much of a worry.
Well, tell me the history of your clan.
Translation. Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of hearing the histories, you need to bring him a dragon pearl from a great dragon. Translation. He says the discussion is closed until you fulfill this condition. He thinks you are just making fun of his traditions.
I'm not making fun of his traditions. Since when did I make fun of his traditions about his... these things? He thinks I'm taking this as a joke. I'm not being a comedian here. Why can't he just listen for once after he's being so ridiculous? This chieftain and these people are being so ridiculously stubborn. Quit being so submissive or stubborn. They're actually strong, but please stop being so ignorant. Here's a dragon pearl. Take it.
Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master.
Okay. Tell him farewell for now.
Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
Oh my, so yeah. I am not gonna talk to any of them because if I do that, well, they won't say anything. But if I try to open the wicker bins, this will be the most dumbest way of my entire life of this gameplay by saying, ooh, you got in trouble. Get ready to be shot by the sand people because you opened up a wicker bin basket. Don't do it, okay? You will get shot. The storyteller. Hi there. Compared to the warriors you have encountered, the Sand People storyteller is relatively calm in his movements and speech, but he still regards me coldly. What? I am not an enemy! Tell it to the ones I found who are the people on YouTube or some sort, but I'm not going to say their names at all.
Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller, Master. He has been told of your warrior skills and will speak the history to you.
Okay. He will speak it, they don't write it down?
Translation. Translation. Theirs is an oral history, Master, an active part of their lives. It is only permitted to relay the tales face to face.
Oh, okay.
Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. To commit it to paper or storage is to remove it from the people.
Oh, okay. What topics can I choose from?
Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may choose not to. Their history is a single entity that cannot be partitioned. Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off.
Okay, that's pretty good. Tell him to begin the story.
Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient times. They were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings.
I knew it.
Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builder.
Really? Interesting. Continue with the history.
Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, and this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away.
Really?
Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves.
That becomes quite clear on the contraries. Okay, let's continue with the history.
Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes.
Really?
After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation. The builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation: they worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying waste to the green that had been misused with fire from above. Translation: soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free.
Wow. So, I noticed that the planet Tatooine used to be a greened environment with oceans and that and all that because of something happened in the past. Before the arrival of the Skywalkers, I suppose, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, let's continue with the history.
Translation. Editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the Long Walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things?
Actually, well, I want to hear it all.
Resignation. Very well, Master. Translation: the tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the Sand people, and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation: then machines fell from the stars again. Outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come.
Wow.
Translation: these outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted.
Really?
Translation: so it is to the current sons that the Sand people hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine.
Is there anything further?
Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable.
So they were never found,
I
huh?
believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master.
Well, I'll return later.
Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
Well, that's what it goes to the storyteller.
Translation. The storyteller waits for your questions, Master.
Okay. Can you tell him continue the history from where we left off?
Translation. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the Sand people and all Translation.
I see what he meant.
Translation. These outsiders remind...
Yeah.
Translation.
All that.
Editing.
Got
believe
it. I want to ask questions about what I've heard.
Cautionary. I should warn you, Master, that any questioning of their interpretation may be seen as trying to change the meaning of what was said. Clarification. They may consider this to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for.
Oh, come on! Let's see. Want to ask something about the Outsiders?
Clarification. They appear to hate humanity with a passion only rivaled by their hatred of the Builders. For some reason, you resemble what they once were. Perhaps there is a lingering fear that you are their tainted selves returning from exile among the stars.
Is it a physical? Is it a physical or social similarity?
Cautionary. Master, if you mean to suggest that humanity is ancestrally linked to ancient Tatooine, you will strain his belief system to its pitiful meatbag maximum.
Okay. I want to ask something about a different part of the history.
Cautionary.
I remember. What about the long walk?
Impatience. Master, I refuse to inconvenience you with this. He spouted names of petty tribal fights in deserts so distant they might as well be across the galaxy. Really, Master, I'm sure it's important to him, but it has nothing of value that you could ever put to use.
Okay, I want to ask him something about the Great War?
Clarification. The occupying force suffered some sort of species-wide plague that lowered their numbers over time. His people used this extended weakness to sabotage their larger ships.
That's huge.
The response of the Builders appears to have been to lay waste to the entire surface of Tatooine.
How could they repel such a powerful species?
Doubting. They didn't, Master. They struck a blow. But the storyteller only believes they won because the Builders were gone when they emerged from their caves. That does not mean they defeated anyone.
Okay.
It seems clear that the Builders simply sterilized their problem and left. The enemy judged them not worthy to fight.
What kind of weapon could do so much damage?
Clarification. I may not have properly conveyed how long they fought with the Builders. Given time, any number of armaments could destroy a world. Hypothesis. Perhaps this is another distortion. Their climate may have begun to fail due to their unrestrained development even before the Builders arrived.
That seems
Looking
so
back
interesting.
thousands of years later, such a shift could easily be attributed to the much-hated conquerors.
Let's see. How could they survive? Okay. How could they survive such an attack?
Hypothesis. If his people were moving away from technology for a long time under the Builders, they may have had extensive cave systems that could grant shelter. I would also suggest that, given the evidence of the massive shift in the nature of their society, most of them did not survive.
Wow. They're such a powerful species.
That does not...
That one. Let's see, I want to ask him a different part of the history.
Cautionary.
I remember. Want to ask something about the time of enslavement.
Clarification. I believe they were occupied by this technologically superior species for a substantial period. Stripping an entire planet of usable resources would have taken generations.
That would take eons. So, how many of his people were taken off-world?
Translation. Translation. He has no number. He claims that those that were taken were examples of the worst of his kind, arrogant and uncaring of the land.
Wow.
Doubtful. Master, this is just another distortion due to their demonization of the Builders. It's like claiming an aspect of his people were taken, not actual individuals.
So they think we just took his people by saying we're going to take your people away and we're not going to do anything and we don't care.
Only the inferior inferior meat bags were taken. The remaining were his ancestors after all. It must have been special.
Okay, that is so interesting. So I'm guessing the Sand People believe that we actually took their people away because of their nomadic ways, and then we tried to do away with them back a long time ago, and they still remember this. So why would the invaders have done this?
Obvious. The same reason Zerka Corporation is attempting it now. Expanding empires need tremendous amounts of resources.
Wow, okay. Want to ask something about a different part of the history.
Cautionary.
I will. Okay. Ask about the ancient times.
Clarification. It would appear that they once had a thriving technologically advanced society, but were wiped out by a much more sophisticated alien species.
Let's see. Ask him if is there anything in the galactic record that would verify this?
Negative. I am no library, but since there is no Republic record of this planet having sentient life before Zerka colonization, I doubt you will find such evidence.
Can you ask him if these builders resemble any modern species?
Translation. Translation. He only understands the builders as an iconic force meant to test the resolve of his people. He is not making sense, Master. Clarification. They claim their stories are repeated unchanged, but they have demonized these builders. In their minds, they wreaked such havoc they could not possibly be flesh and blood.
Okay, I mean, ask if they have an image we could compare with current species.
Cautionary. Master, this line of questioning may be interpreted as attempting to change the story.
Okay. I won't do it. Because if I do that, he will attack me and destroy me by changing the subject. Let's see, can he clarify how long Tatooine was green with life?
Doubting. I don't believe he can, Master. Even if their stories are exact and unchanged, it is likely they were first told thousands of years after these events occurred. This has become very much like a creation myth for his people. There is no date. It simply was.
So there was no accurate date of this kind. Really? Very interesting indeed. Let's go return to my other questions.
Obedient. I will ask whatever you wish, Master.
Well, continue the history from where we left off if you want to know.
Translation. Now that you have heard the whole of the history, you may select a piece of it to hear again.
Alright. I guess that's how he learns about what's going on. Alright, that's cool.
Obedient.
Well, I'll return later, I suppose.
Translation. We are free to leave.
Ooh, yeah. And I am free to leave. So, the Sand People believe that these builders were demons. Think of it like, okay, it's kind of like Halo a little bit, but to know that, it's kind of like, oh my, yeah. I don't know how I'm going to react to this kind of way poorly, but you know what they say. If you try to change the history, you're putting in blasphemy. No, we're not! Why? Because you're walking on holy ground of the Sand People. the banthas are like our holy pets of the sacred grounds that we walk on, and like the land of Israel is like, this is our holy land. Why do you try to defile this place? Quit doing this! So yeah, the sand people are like this, only they're kind of like the more suggestive waste of, not the waste. It's kind of very difficult to understand. Yeah, it's just very, very shocking, if you happen to know. Very interesting how did this come to the Sand People, since we kind of made peace with them for the time being, but thousands of years later, who knows what might happen next? It may come back to haunt me, to bite me in the butt. So, we're gonna go and see and check up on Griff, and we can call it quits and end this video and head to the next Starforge map. But I won't tell you which planet it is, because I'll save that for the next episode. Trust me, you'll see why, and I'll tell you why. So for that, where's the Zerka office? Zerka office! Here I come! Boy, I never thought this would be so interesting, why the Sand People react in the ways they follow the times of the war. Okay, let's speak to Bastila.
How can I help?
Okay, may I ask, why did the Council send me with you on this mission?
Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission, and there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you?
Let's see. Let me see, okay, it just seems odd they would send me off without a master to guide me. I mean... And that's it? That's enough reason for you to accept all this?
I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities.
I get the feeling that there's more going on than I know.
I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a Master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available.
I guess that makes sense.
You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when it's appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient.
Well... Me? You're the one who thought this war... You're the one who thought this was her big audition for Matt? You're right, I suppose we should get back to the mission now.
Come on, come. Let's move on. There's much to be done.
Okay, this is interesting. So I've asked Bastila why the Jedi Council sent the two with me and her. Neither fully trained on this dangerous mission. Based on her answer, Bastila either has blind faith in the Council, or she simply prefers to avoid the question. Interesting.
Greetings again from the...
Have gappy sticks.
Of course, you've done a good job for us, and I'm happy to pay you.
Alright, I have to go, have to go, bye.
Farewell.
500 credits.
Ki mulira kun king. Tong hitwama ag itiko tune.
I don't like the sound of this.
Neither do I.
Ka chong chicha. agi inko tune chuna muri ra.
Really?
Don't keep on.
I'm not surprised. Anything else?
Iwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo. Kun muri ra slimo poi wangak tang ituamaji.
I knew he would be trouble. Did he say where he was going?
Topa na oto bokasa. Pampa ki muri ra kun kin. Just cronky to patslimo. Chi ita kanki chana kilikon. Kinba muri ra ji.
Wow. Good riddance.
Just cronky to patslimo. Chi ita kanki chana kilikon. Kinba muri ra ji. Kinba no kunikset.
Damn it, Griff. Won't you ever learn? How can my own flesh and blood be so stupid?
Chiwa
was-
aita kanki chana chupornibo.
Yeah, he's long gone, so yeah. Due to his own incompetence, Griff's Tarisian ale deal has turned sour. True to form, he's decided he'd rather disappear than face the wrath of his contact at the exchange. You get the feeling both he and the credits he promised you are gone for good. That guy will never learn. Wow. He's no wonder he's the troublemaker. He's the worst employee. He's gonna start blaming others, and he doesn't even care. I guess this is what it takes for him to lose out of his own mind, I suppose. It's just completely out of whack. And I do believe this is be a good stopping point from here on out. And don't worry, we're going to continue to pick up from where we left off. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And tell me what do you guys think of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Whether it's loved or hated by viewers, which I cannot tell of any whatsoever. But Jedi Master Yoda would say, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And don't forget to share any kind of video of Star Wars, my young apprentice. So for anyways, Leo Wolverine will tell you this. Godspeed, play safe, shalom, my young Padawans. And once again, may the Force be with you always, my young Jedi.